Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. So, as you guys know, I mean, Kyle and I are going to be doing movie reviews on the air. And I got kind of tired of always having to type them all. I mean, we're not on the air yet, so, typing them up all the time, it gets kind of annoying. So I figured I'd kind of do them as is to kind of give you a better feel of what the show is going to be like when we're actually on the air. And also just because I'm a lazy crapper. So the movie I'm going to review, as you probably guessed, it's Transformers 2: Revenge of the Fallen. A movie that has been actually pretty anally raped by critics so far. And before I actually get into my official critique, I kind of want to comment on the bad rap that it's getting. Because people have asked, why do you think it's getting such a bad rap? And I think the reason that Transformers 2 is getting such a bad rap is because, film critics tend to critique movies all the same. I mean, they'll grade Transformers 2 the same way they graded Pride and Prejudice. And you can't grade all movies the same. You gotta grade them as they are for what they are. And that's the important thing to do. That's one thing that you can expect from me and Kyle is we're not gonna grade all the movies the same. We grade them for what they are. Now that being said, let's get into Transformers 2. Transformers 2: Revenge of the Fallen, Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox. Sequel to the first Transformers, which came out a couple years ago. I can't remember the year exactly, and I'm too lazy to look it up right now. It takes place 2 years after the fact, which may actually have been how long it's been since it came out, but Sam's getting ready to go to college, or he's starting college, and Michaela is working in the auto shop with her dad, who just recently got out of jail. The Autobots have teamed up with a special division of the U.S. military and are kind of hunting down remnant Decepticon forces on Earth because there's been a lot of surfacing with the Decepticons. The movie, one thing I hear a lot about the movie is people complaining about how the movie focused too much on the Autobots and the Decepticons and not enough on Sam and Michaela. Well, my comment to that is the movie's called fucking Transformers. It's not called Sam and Michaela's little love story about how they can't say they love each other because they're afraid to, with a few transforming robots in the back. The movie's about the robots. So bitching that they showed too much of the robots and not enough of the actors is like saying there's too much tuna in your tuna noodle casserole. The key ingredient is tuna. Okay? Shit. There's so many special effects in this movie. It's about transforming robots. It's about a 20-story robot that turns into an 18-wheeler. Okay? It's about these two twins who think they're black turning into an ice cream truck, and then later these two other cars that I can't remember what they are because frankly I don't care. I'm not an auto guy. If you're going to complain about something, think logically, people. Seriously. Don't bitch about a movie that's got these robots in it when it's about the robots. I don't give two shits whether Michaela and Sam say I love you to each other. You know why? Because it's not important to the story. It's called Revenge of the Fallen, not Revenge of the L Word. By L Word I mean love, not lesbian. The L Word is that show on Showtime that sucks, because everything on Showtime sucks. Yeah, that's right, I said it. Do something. A lot of people complain that, it was offensive to black people because the two twins characters, like one had a fake gold tooth and they kind of talk with stereotypical black lingo. Well, hey, retards, go back to the first movie. You had the character Jazz who did the exact same thing. And then they said, the reason he talks like that is because they learned Earth's languages from the internet. Guess what happens when you go on the internet? You get a lot of black people talking like that. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Not trying to be rude, but the fact of the matter is, duh. Okay? Just fucking duh. Not only is it just duh, it's duh with a fucking before it. You only add fucking before something when it's really important. And this is a fucking duh. I realize I've just said fuck like 50 million times. And if you know me, you should have seen that coming at this point. Anyway. So I'm grading this movie as it is. There were parts in the movie that I didn't like, I'm not gonna lie. Everyone, and no movie is perfect, unless, of course, it's like The Dark Knight or something, which I had no problem with whatsoever. Transformers 2: Revenge of the Fallen. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 9.5. There was very few things about this movie I really truly didn't like. I thought the character of Sam's roommate was a little bit unnecessary. I think we could have done with that. Oh, that is so cool. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the screen on my camera, and the little red record symbol is like right here on my forehead, and I look like an Indian woman. I'm sorry. The character of Sam's roommate I thought was very unnecessary. I mean, yeah, it's like, oh, you got this conspiracy theorist, and he's trying to hide it from him, whatever. He just kind of caused a lot of annoyance because he was, bitching every 30 seconds about how, oh, I don't want to get caught and we're gonna die, and I think that one thing I didn't get was the story with the Allspark about the remaining pieces. That part I didn't understand. Because they said they had 2 pieces of the Allspark, but I mean, like, you only remember seeing one. I don't know. Maybe I missed something, or maybe it's not that important. I don't know. But like I said, there were very few things about this movie I did not like. One thing I never really understood was Jetfire transporting them from the Air Force Base to the middle of the desert. I'd never seen that before. I thought it was cool, don't get me wrong, and hey, Shia LaBeouf getting his hand burned, I think it knocked him down a couple notches, so I'm all for that. I thought the storyline was very, very good. I thought the fact that they kept to the facts about, hey, this is a war going on Earth, was pretty good. I felt that they did a good job in kind of building off the original storyline from the first movie. It's not like it's a sequel with no real relation to the original movie. I mean, like, most of the same characters are in the movie. I mean, it's not like they're acting like they're not. You've seen movies where there's a sequel with the same characters, and the characters act like they've never known each other before. But it's good to see that, the fact that everyone in the government remembers, hey, you know what, this kid is the Transformers kid. You've got the military guys like, hey, you know what, that's Sam, that's Michaela, we got to help him out. I thought that bringing back John T to play, I can never say his last name, so I just call him John T, to play Agent Simmons was good. I felt like his character actually did play an important part to the movie and help move it along. But like I said, I mean, there's a few things I would go back and change. I would just go back and take out the roommate. I really would. He didn't really serve any purpose whatsoever. And also the weird robot pretending to be the hot blonde chick seemed a little bit unnecessary. It's like they were just trying to cause, for what little story there was for Sam and Michaela, it's like they were just trying to cause unnecessary drama. It really didn't need to be there. I mean, they want to cause a stir in the relationship, but then it lasts like 30 seconds. Like, she sees the chick on top of Sam, walks out the room, all of a sudden the chick's beating the crap out of him, and they're like, oh my god, I'm sorry, I love you. Moving along, So, I mean, that's basically all I really have to say about the movie. I'm being as objective about this as I can. My biggest complaint is I think a lot of critiques out there are very illogical. I think people are critiquing it the same way they would critique any other movie, and you can't do that. You gotta grade a movie for what it is. And God, that whole thing with the Transformers is just still pissing me off about how too much of the robots when it's not that the movie's named after them or anything like that. No, fuck that. So, I mean, I guess that's really all I have to say on it this time around. I would recommend Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen to just about anybody. I'm not saying everyone's going to like it, but I mean, I would recommend it. I mean, I think it's one of those movies, it's a lot of, you go out, you have fun, you enjoy what you see. The action sequences are really great. Again, the special effects are amazing, and they help move the plot along. What actual acting was done in the movie I thought was very well done. I thought Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, all of them, I thought they did a very good job. And I look forward to whatever the next Transformers movie may be. Let's pray that it's the Dinobots. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Thanks, guys.